You didn't notice it at first. The shift. There wasn't some dramatic moment where everything suddenly stopped mattering to you. It happened quietly, almost in the background of your life. One day, you just realized certain things didn't affect you the same way anymore. Things that once consumed your mind for hours now pass through you without staying. And at first, that felt strange. Because there was a time when small things carried so much emotional weight. A delayed reply could change your entire mood. A certain tone in someone's voice could stay in your head all day. One moment of attention could make you feel close again. And one moment of distance could make you question everything. Back then, it all felt important. Not just important, urgent. Like every shift meant something. Like every silence needed to be understood. Like every change in energy deserved your full attention. And without realizing it, you built your emotional world around that. Around trying to feel secure. Around trying to feel chosen. Around trying to feel certain about where you stood in someone else's life. And when you're emotionally attached to something like that, everything starts to feel amplified. You notice every detail. You replay conversations. You search for meaning in small things. Not because you're irrational, but because emotionally, it feels important to survive. Important to hold on to. Important to not lose. Back then, you would post things hoping they would see it, hoping they would like it. You'd check your notifications constantly, go through story views every few minutes. And when their name showed up, when their profile picture appeared in that list, you'd feel it instantly. That small emotional rush, that dopamine hit, like suddenly things felt okay again, like you still mattered to them somehow. But when they weren't there, your mood would shift just as quickly. You'd start wondering why. You'd tell yourself maybe they were busy, but your mind wouldn't stop there. You'd start imagining things. If she hasn't checked her Instagram, maybe she's out with someone else. Maybe she saw it and ignored it. Maybe she's losing interest. And that uncertainty could quietly consume your entire mood. It's strange looking back at it now, how much emotional weight you attached to something so small. But slowly, something started changing. Not because you forced yourself to move on, not because you stopped caring overnight, but because life kept moving. And somewhere along the way, your mind stopped revolving around the same things. You started waking up without immediately checking your phone. You started going through entire days without overthinking one interaction. You started laughing without something in the back of your mind pulling you away from the moment. And what's strange is, at first you barely noticed it. Because healing rarely feels dramatic while it's happening. It just feels lighter. The thoughts still appeared sometimes. Certain memories still came back. Certain people still crossed your mind, but they no longer had the same emotional gravity. They no longer pulled your entire nervous system in with them. And that confused you for a while, because part of you wondered, why doesn't this feel as important anymore? Why am I not reacting the same way? And if you're being honest, there was even a small part of you that missed the intensity. Not the pain itself, but the feeling of being emotionally consumed by something. Because intensity can make life feel meaningful. Even when it's exhausting you, even when it's hurting you, there's something addictive about constantly feeling pulled towards someone, about constantly waiting, wondering, hoping, analyzing. It gives your emotions somewhere to go, something to orbit around. But eventually, you start realizing how much of your life was being organized around emotional attachment. How much energy went into things that were never actually stable. How much mental space was occupied by trying to feel reassured. And once you see that clearly, something starts loosening. You stop treating every interaction like it determines your worth. You stop chasing certainty from people who were never consistent enough to give it. You stop needing every connection to become something permanent. And slowly, the things that once felt incredibly important start feeling smaller, not meaningless, just smaller, more human, more temporary, more realistic. And maybe the biggest shift of all is this: You stop seeing emotional intensity as proof that something is deeply meaningful. Because sometimes, the things that affect you the most emotionally are simply the things you became the most attached to. Not the healthiest, not the most compatible, not the most real. Just the things your emotions got used to orbiting around. And once you step outside of that cycle, you start noticing how much bigger life actually is. There are entire days now where your mind belongs fully to you again. You think about your own life, your own goals, your own routines, your own peace. Not because you stop valuing connection, but because connection is no longer the center of your emotional stability. And that changes the way you experience people. You stop rushing intimacy. You stop overvaluing attention. You stop mistaking inconsistency for depth. You stop attaching meaning to every little thing. And instead, you start paying attention to how people actually make you feel over time. Calm, safe, clear, or confused, anxious, uncertain. Because now, you understand something you didn't understand before. Just because something feels emotionally intense doesn't mean it's important enough to build your life around. And maybe that's why certain things don't affect you the same way anymore. Not because you became cold, not because you stopped caring, but because you started outgrowing what once felt important. And once that shift happens, you can't fully go back to the version of yourself that needed those things to feel complete. Because now, you've seen what life feels like when your emotional world no longer depends on constantly being pulled in different directions. And honestly, that peace starts becoming more important than the intensity ever was.